Welcome, everybody, to the 1 Point Safety Podcast. Because of the COVID-19 situation we have going on, we are doing this podcast virtually through Zoom, so bear with us. It could absolutely be a shit show. We have Adam and Marty, and I didn't tell them yet, so I'm going to tell them now. There's going to be no editing on this, so
what
is what you get. But just because we don't have a lot of sports going on right now doesn't mean that there's not a lot of sports, topics coming up or things going on that is going to be fun to talk about. So glad you guys are here. I'm Mark Sherrick.
Hopefully we're all staying safe out there.
Yep, absolutely. Coming up on Thursday is a big day for the sports world. We were going to be live on location at Coonan's, which is an Irish bar here in Bay City, Michigan. But now with everything being shut down, that's not going to happen. But we were going to be live on location for the NFL draft that's starting on Thursday. And I don't know about you guys, but I am fucking excited because it's sports related and it's something I look forward to every year.
I love the draft. I can't think of one that I've missed in the last 6 years.
Right. Yeah, I just need some kind of sports in my life, and NFL draft is definitely that filler. So
I'm hankering for sports so much that I'm going out to the lagoon at the Bay City Park to watch the geese fight.
Yes.
No joke.
That's awesome.
No joke, boys.
Yeah. I think everyone's a little like that, right? I mean, we're trapped in our houses. There's nothing else to do. I mean, you're so used to there always being some sports outlet to watch. But so the draft's coming up. It's going to be an exciting one. You got Joe Burrow, you got Tua, you have Chase Young. There's a lot of big names, a lot of big talent that I'm really curious to see how it turns out. So I don't know if you guys put together or do any mock drafts, but I have a mock draft of my first 5 picks because that's when the most excitement happens because there's always a lot of people trading and trying to get a certain person. So do you guys have a mock draft?
I actually didn't mock draft.
No,
I didn't mock draft only because I feel like there's so much potential for there to be trades just everywhere this year that, I mean, is Washington going to stay there and take Chase Young, or are they going to get something that they can't pass up? Are the Lions going to trade back? Is Miami even going to feel like they need to trade up, or do they still think they can get Tua before then? Do the Chargers want to trade down? I feel like the first 10, 12 picks of this, I mean, all bets are off. Who knows what's going to happen? So, yeah, I mean, mock it, don't mock it. I'm super excited. I haven't been this excited for, I think of one like Mariota and Winston when I think it was 1-2. And then the year before that, they went down and got Chicago's quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky, and all that stuff. 100% agree that he's not what he was sold to be. But I really think we could see just a ton of movement in the first round. And I also think we could see, just because there's quarterback needy teams out there, we could see people trading in from the second round, giving up second and third picks, trying to get back into the first round just to get that 5th-year extension.
right. And even last year with Daniel Jones and New York trading up to get him, it was just you picked who with the 6th pick?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's always trades going on. Well, I put together a mock draft because I like putting.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah. I love putting together lists. So number 1, since he picks Joe Burrow, the franchise quarterback. What better franchise quarterback than the guy that broke all of the records in the book last year? Just a solid quarterback. I think they'd be crazy to pass up on him.
Oh yeah.
So I have him at number 1. I have Chase Young at number 2 going to Washington. Not saying they need an edge rusher, but every team in the NFL can use an edge rusher of that caliber. And he's the best he's the number 1 overall talent in the draft, in my opinion. He's a beast. He's an immediate playmaker. if Cincinnati didn't need a quarterback, they'd be taking Chase Young. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They need a fucking quarterback. So I have him number 2. I have Detroit taking Okudah. Sorry, I don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be the interesting pick. Is Detroit going to stay with the 3rd pick? And because I agree with your list so far with Burrow 1, Chase Young 2, but they just lost Jerry Slade. Do they take Okudah or do they trade down in the draft? Like Marty was kind of thinking maybe they trade back to like the 9th pick or something like that. So
yeah, or do they take a hard look at like a Derek Brown, the defensive tackle out of Auburn, who's been making some splashes too? Really, just who's the best player available on defense? I think that's what they need to be looking at, or trade down and accumulate
and get some more picks. And in my list, I didn't do any trades or anything because, like Marty said, there'd be 1,000 mock drafts.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything stays the same. This is what I think will happen, and why I think they're going to take. How do you say his name? Okudah. Why I think they're going to take him is he's the best cornerback in the draft, but the Lions were 32nd in defense last year, and then they traded away their best defensive cornerback, defensive player. So they don't need just help. They have, like, gaping holes that they need to fix.
Defensive line, cornerback. I think they're going to have to address safety somewhere in the 2nd or 3rd round too.
Right.
Agreed.
This has got to be a defensive draft for Detroit. Yeah, they're going to get some wide receivers that they need help on, but, I mean, their defense is just god-awful.
They need to basically do an overhaul of the defense.
Yeah.
So
they picked up a lot of free agents. So, I mean, they're looking to build depth and competition there.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what they say, you can't build a team just in the draft. You have to do free agency. You have to do a draft. You have to do unrestricted or unsigned draftees and all that stuff. So, hopefully between all the moves they're making, something pans out. If not, we're going to have a new coach and a GM next year.
Yeah. I can't really say much. I don't know what the fuck the Rams are doing.
What are the Rams doing? Never mind that they just changed their logo. It reminds me of like 2 or 3 other teams. The Colts changed their logos too.
Yeah.
So they're not like out there by themselves, but
yeah, but their logo's ugly. They're trading away, key players. And they're in the hardest division in football. It's going to be a rough year to be a Rams fan, but Rams.
It could be a rough year to be a Miami Dolphins fan too, because you think of how many picks. I think they have 3 first-round picks right now, and they have to get a quarterback. So, like, do they sit on their 3s? Because, I mean, they gave up a Pro Bowl caliber cornerback, or he's playing safety for them, to Steelers. They gave up a Pro Bowl offensive lineman, and they do not have a quarterback anymore. So, like, do they trade up to get the one that they want? Do they sit back? Like, this is like make or break for the Miami Dolphins. I'm super curious to see what they do with that draft capital and what moves they make, or do they sit back and let the draft come to them and watch it play out? It's going to be super interesting.
I just don't know who takes. I have Miami taking 2. I have Giants taking, since they already have their quarterback with Daniel Jones. I have them taking Isaiah Simmons, a linebacker, fastest linebacker in the draft with a 4.39 40-yard dash. So if you look at the top 4 before they get to Miami, since he's going to get their quarterback, really it comes down to Detroit and Washington. And I think Detroit's still on the Matt Stafford train, which I'm not going to blame them for. And Washington, are you going to give up Chase Young to get a quarterback that you just drafted, Dwayne Haskins? Are you going to give up Chase Young so that you can have 2 young quarterbacks, one of which has had surgery on both knees or ankles and broke his hip and all this? I just don't see it.
Well, and when Tua hurt his hip in that game last year, they were talking like it was pretty much the same injury that Bo Jackson had, where it effectively ended his career.
Right.
So,
they said the problem with Bo Jackson is he did not have it treated right away, and that's why it ended his
It
career
prolonged it
into a wet.
for sure.
Right.
But not just Miami, but also thinking about the Chargers who are sitting out there without Philip Rivers anymore. So Miami has to be mindful that, the Chargers might have someone that they're absolutely in love with, and they might just be like, you know what, I'll give up this year's first-round pick and next year's first-round pick to get in front of the Dolphins so that I know that I just drafted who I think is my franchise quarterback for the next 5 years at least.
God, I'm just not on the Tua train yet.
I'm not either. I just don't think he can stay healthy for long enough.
Yeah.
It stinks because he doesn't get hurt. Sorry. If he doesn't get hurt and doesn't, break his hip, we're having a conversation like, who is it, Tua or Burrow? I mean, it's a completely different conversation.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say, too. I was like, take that hip injury out of here. And maybe the hip injury is playing too much of a factor. I don't know. It's weird because, there's no pro days. They can't bring people in to do their own medical exam. So, really everything we know about Tua is from the combine and what his doctors are saying. And that's it. There's no teams bringing him in and being like, oh, yeah, we worked him out. He moves really well. Yada, yada, yada. Bone structure looks great. No worries at all. It's all just, here's what we knew 8 weeks ago.
Right.
And with Corona, sweeping through and shutting everything down, I was listening to somebody's podcast and they were talking about how, is this going to hurt the players or this or that? And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? They got all the tape in the world of all of these people. They have they did the combine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you couldn't bring them in to do, on-site training or whatever, but you can watch the tape, you can look at the combine. You can make an educated decision on those things. I get it, sit down and talk to them. You can have Zoom conversations. I get it. Is it optimal? No. But are we living in an optimal world right now? Also no.
Right. You have 12 to 14 games of film from last year that you can look at. If you can't make a justifiable pick from that, then you shouldn't even be in the front office of an NFL team. So.
Right. 100% agree.
Yeah. So real quick here, do you guys know who Gil Brandt is in the NFL world?
Mm-hmm.
Heard the name.
I've heard.
Just went into the Hall of Fame. 29-year career. He drafted 9 Hall of Famers for the Cowboys. First pro personnel to use a computer for drafting and to include psychological testing. He also led to building the NFL scouting combine. So a lot of people call him the Godfather because he just revolutionized a lot of that. I always like to go. He does a top 150 list for the NFL draft every year, and it's never what you think you're seeing in the mock drafts on ESPN and CBS and everything else. So just real quick, from someone who's been scouting players his entire life and kind of revolutionized it, I'll just read maybe his first 10 real quick. Joe Burrow at 1, Chase Young at 2, Isaiah Simmons at 3, Justin Herbert at 4, quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa at 5, Derek Brown at 6, Jedrick Williams, offensive tackle, at 7 out of Alabama, Tristan Wirfs, offensive tackle at 8, Andrew Thomas, offensive tackle at 9, and then Mekhi Becton, offensive tackle at 10. And then you start getting into CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, Jeff Okudah, and so forth and so on. So it's really interesting, when you see all the mocks and what they're doing and how the quarterback kind of pushes what they think the mocks are going to do based on team needs. And then you look at what Gil Brandt puts up just as a straight up top 150, and you look at his top 10 and you're like, wow, there's a lot of really good people that are going to fall into the 12, 13, 14, 15, 16s and into the 20s just because need is pushing all those players down.
Right. I'm excited for Justin Herbert. No joke.
Yeah.
I really am. I think he's going to be a good quarterback.
Yeah, he's going to be a decent one, I think, too.
The only thing I was reading up on Justin Herbert, because I saw him at 4, I was like, holy cow, I didn't see that coming. My only concern was hasn't taken a snap under center and hasn't called a play. in college.
What
You
do you-
know, they fed the plays to him.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
But I mean,
that's not
you-
fair. I mean, that's not, in my opinion, that's not a fair analysis. They fed the plays to him. I get it, but like, under center doing stuff.
the
Right. He's still
under
making-
center was my biggest concern.
Yeah, because he can go to the NFL and get fed plays in the NFL. I mean, he can.
Mhm.
Yep.
Capabilities, but you don't want that. But yeah, I mean that could definitely be a concern. So speaking of draft that happened, I think 20 years ago, like last week, Tom Brady went 199th pick overall. I love those stories. And by the way, I think everyone does. I think everyone loves the late round Russell Wilson's, Tom Brady picks that just bank them. Like I love Russell Wilson. I'm so glad that he's doing good and should do Super Bowls. But so now Tom Brady, I was surprised that he went to Tampa Bay. And if we were doing this in our normal studio, I would hit my sounder saying, Tom Brady is not going to Tampa Bay. Like 72 hours later,
That comment did not
Tom
age
Brady
well.
is now a Buccaneer. I'm like, fuck. That did not age well.
No, I don't know if anyone really saw anything coming. It was so quiet until it happened.
Right.
So what do you guys think about that trade? Or signing, not trade.
Good for Tom Brady. I mean, he got $50 million over 2 years, fully guaranteed, with $9 million in incentives.
At 43 years old.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing.
And that offense with Bruce Arians is a great quarterback offense, and
Hmm.
and Arians even said that he wants Brady to have a lot of input on how they run the offense and everything. So I think it's a match made in heaven, and do I think they'll win a Super Bowl? Time will tell, but I think they got a good chance at least making it to the Super Bowl. So
That's a hot take. That is are you gonna book that?
yeah, I'll book that they'll make the Super Bowl.
Whoa.
I'll book it.
I think they have a hot take. They can win their division.
Right.
Well, the rest of me, I'll tell you what, that's going to be a fun offense to watch. 2 great tight ends, 2 great wide receivers. They got some running backs that can get the job done.
The
They got a
greatest
draft
quarterback of all time.
and the greatest quarterback of all time. They got the draft to fix up that defense. We'll see.
They need to get some.
Wouldn't surprise me, Adam. But I also think that there's a lot of hurdles to clear there.
Right.
I think they need some help with the offensive line also because Jameis Winston was sacked 43 times last year. Like, Tom Brady hasn't had a season over 21 sacks. So if he's getting sacked, and I'm not saying it wasn't Jameis Winston's fault, but Jameis Winston's more mobile than Tom Brady. If they can't protect Tom Brady, he's going to have a rough year, and they're going to be – if he doesn't have any time to throw the ball, he does get it out very, very quickly. But it's going to be rough.
I think that's what it is Jameis Winston wouldn't let go of the ball.
Yeah, that definitely could be it.
But yeah, I'm kind of throwing everything out the window with the Bucks, and I'm just starting over at this point.
Right.
Just because Jameis Winston was so bad last year, and they just upgraded to Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback to play the game at 43. So
Sure.
Who knows? But it's like, oh, was the offensive line really bad? Did Mike Evans drop any pass? Who cares? Let's start over. It's a new season. You went from maybe the worst quarterback season we've seen in the last 10 years to
30.
bringing in the greatest quarterback of all time.
Right.
And we're not talking about the ESPN films 30 for 30.
Who plays in Tampa's division?
New Orleans. So that's going to be awesome having Drew Brees, Tom Brady.
That is going to be awesome.
It's going to be great.
So,
Yeah, I don't see them in the Super Bowl. I just don't see it. I don't know. He doesn't have Bill Belichick. I think they were a great team together. He doesn't have that, and I just don't think Tampa Bay's got enough of a team around him.
That was interesting.
Good. I just don't think they're gonna make the Super Bowl.
We'll get there. We'll get there before this is over. What was interesting is Howard Stern was interviewing Tom Brady, like he did his first interview, and he just flat out asked him. He's like, "Well, you're going to Tampa Bay. Are you trying to prove that it was you and not Belichick?" And because he's not a sports guy, he doesn't care. He's just going to ask the question.
Right.
And Brady's response was, I think that's the dumbest question in the world. He just said, I think at the point in time when they drafted me and we figured this out, I needed Bill Belichick as much as Bill Belichick needed me, and it worked. You know, he's like, I've never been around another person that sees the game of football the exact same way I do. So to say, is it Bill or is it me? I just think we both needed each other equally, and I don't know why people are really even debating it.
Right.
Great coach, and I'm a great quarterback.
Right. I think it just works. It just works.
Yeah.
We'll see what New England does in the draft and getting a quarterback, because I don't think they have anybody. So they're going to have to do something.
Right.
And I know who I want them to get.
Who?
Who's it?
Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton.
Go get that Andy Dalton.
I think
Andy Dalton.
What they have. So
Is he a starting quarterback in the NFL anymore, do you guys think?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're thinking New England maybe?
He's like that borderline of, starting quarterback backup.
Right.
But
His last 3 years he's hurt a couple times. He's had a couple rough years. This last year, when you hear the first two stats, you're like, okay, 60% completion, pretty good enough to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. 3,500 yards, okay. 16 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. That's not good. Like,
right.
For a starting quarterback, that is not the atypical plan for success.
Was that was the last 3 years?
No, that was this last year. 16 touchdowns, 14 interceptions.
So it's interesting. I looked up just his career stats. I was just curious. I wanted to go look because I never really looked at it really hard. But winning seasons first 5 years, made the playoffs in the first 4, three-time Pro Bowler. No, he didn't. Right. And then not quite 2-to-1 TDs to interceptions with a QBR of 87.5 for his career. So,
guess how old Andy Dalton is? Because I thought I was not accurate where I thought. I thought he's been in the league for – how long do you think he's been in the league?
Since 2011, so 9 years?
I was going to say 9 or 10.
Yeah, see, I thought he was older. I thought he was getting up there in age. He's still a relatively young guy. Like, he should still have 5-6 years left. But I just don't know. I don't know if a team's going to take a flyer on him. I mean, I would, but I just don't. I don't know. I don't.
I mean, if you're a team like at the bottom of the barrel that needs quarterback help, I wouldn't bring him in to maybe push, like maybe even like Oakland, but they've got Mariota now to push Carr. But a situation like that where you bring him in to try and push the young guy, so
sure.
But,
yeah.
Well, one place he isn't going, and that's the XFL. Gone.
Hey, gone
like a freight train.
What was your prediction, Mark?
I predicted back in the hot take in episode 2 of our podcast that it was going to last 5 weeks, and it lasted 5 weeks. Yes, it took a global epidemic to get it done, but it did. See, those kind of things, it just sucks. It sucks because it hit them so bad right in the middle of their season of their first year. I mean, people lost millions and millions of dollars, and it sucks for the players. But it was on the verge of succeeding anyway. Now, you can't play anymore, and you can't. There's no games. There's no way it can sustain itself. There's just no way.
Yeah, I mean, I think it wasn't going to last anyway because the attendance and the viewership was starting to, dip. It had higher ratings the first week. Second week was down a little bit. third week it was down, fourth week it kept going down. So, I think they would have made it through the whole season, but probably wouldn't have made it through to the second season. So,
yeah, it is what it is. It's this COVID-19 is really messing up a lot of people's lives, and you feel for so many people. It just sucks. And the XFL is one of those. A sport that's been that's right in its peak. This is when they do a lot of their stuff is NASCAR. The Daytona 500s in February, and then their season goes, and that's obviously closed, and then they're not doing those races, but they are doing iRacing. I'm sure you guys have seen that.
Yeah, I've actually watched one of those, and it was.
Of course you have. Why wouldn't you?
Hey, I gotta watch some kind of sports, man. There's not a lot out there. Like on ESPN, they had ESPN 8, the Ocho, and they had like marble racing, and I'm like, what in the hell am I watching right now?
I watched marble racing. It was pretty good. Blue Lightning? That's a good fucking marble. Dude, that thing was a beast.
Pay good money for that marble.
Yeah, well, freaking iRacing or whatever it's called, it has more controversy in the first 3 weeks than like Meet the Kardashians or whatever. My God, the one guy goes and on air says like rage quits, which we've all rage quit, but on like people, 10,000 people,
in front of a million people.
National television.
Throws his headset down and says, "This is why nobody will ever fucking get behind this stupid sport." That's got to be good from one of your superstars. Like,
No.
gotta be awesome.
Well, and then the following week wasn't much better with Kyle Larson.
What an idiot.
Here's what he said, during a race. Appeared to have lost communication with his teammates. Then this prompted him to ask, "You can't hear me?" ? And then said, "Hey, N-word," a word that you should never ever say, even behind closed doors. The slur was aimed at his spotter, who is white, which
so
his racing team, Chip Ganassi Racing, ended up terminating him. And after much consideration, Chip Ganassi Racing has determined that it will end its relationship with Kyle Larson.
Yeah.
It's
Shocking.
Yeah, it's not shocking at all, right? It's just you have to. You can't promote that kind of bullshit. It's funny because the guy that just rage quit, his sponsor fired him for rage quitting and says, "We don't sponsor quitters." like people, they don't like that kind of shit. So
Well, I mean, like we were just talking last week, like, will esports make a surge in this COVID-19 world? And I've seen this. They've been doing this iRacing thing forever. They used to do it for like training purposes and just to mess around and stuff. I was like, man, it's super cool. Like they have like the cages and this, it's all real fancy and technical and stuff. And then this happened. They start doing it. And I was like, okay, well, we'll see what comes of it. And all I found out is Kyle Larson proved to me that my entire life what I already knew. It wasn't just 14-year-old gamers this entire time. It's grown men saying stupid things on there.
It definitely is. It definitely is. That is too funny. So before we end our first segment, I think we need to talk about a very important and global source of entertainment that's happening right now. And that's the Joe Exotic, Tiger King.
Hey, all you cool cat and kittens out there.
I feel like I should have my revolver on my hip, some kitten print, and a tattoo and on my side of Stacy's name, and I feel like maybe a Stacy neck tattoo.
Black out a couple of your teeth so it makes it look like you don't have any.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's what I really need to get behind. Now, we have to be careful in this segment, and I think Adam brought this up in our pre-meeting because, well, either Adam or Marty, one of you guys, because if we bash Joe Exotic too much, he might come and try to sue us.
Yeah, that's what
The
I
guy
said.
that's gonna do
That's
it.
like
That's
the only
him.
guy.
Like, he gets a sniff of this.
So I tried to watch Tiger King, and I made it 40 minutes into the first episode and just bailed for like 2 weeks. And then we had a meeting, and it was like, well, hey, let's talk about Tiger King. There's no sports going on. And I was like, okay, I will watch all 7 episodes plus the 8th bonus episode where they Zoom call everyone.
Yep.
And I came away with 3 bullets. 3 bullets is what I got for you.
I can't
One,
wait. I can't wait.
Jeff Lowe is incredibly guilty. Okay?
100%.
That's my first one. Number 2, Joe Exotic married 3 straight guys. Okay?
Perfect.
Number 3, and this is just an opinion more than a statement. The best part of the entire series is when Joe puts on his paramedic jacket when a worker's arm is eaten. That's the first thing he did. He went and put on like a paramedic jet fighter jacket, and he just started walking around. He's like, all right, we're going to get a stretcher, get the stretcher out there, and they come out with this like World War I stretcher. It only has 3 wheels on it. They're just, let's go. And that's
Yeah,
it.
but he looked fabulous in it.
I mean, what if you're one of those customers that's in the gift shop or whatever, and Joe Exotic comes in and says, hey, I don't mean to alarm anybody, but one of the workers' arms was just ripped off by a tiger. We'll definitely give you refunds and everything, but
Like, here's
wanna
a baby
come back.
tiger to play with.
that show was unbelievable. It wasn't a great show, but it was very, very entertaining, to say the least.
Okay, I have 2 questions written down. My first one, Marty answered already with his first statement. Should Jeff Lowe be in jail? Right? Like,
100%.
it's more of a statement. Like, Jeff Lowe should be in jail.
Absolutely.
And on top of that, I'm gonna add a statement. Everyone was Joe Exotic's friend until they were like, "We caught you stealing bread. We're gonna slap you with a fine." And they're like, "Joe Exotic's a murderer."
He killed tigers.
Will
Joe
that get
Exotic
me
kills tigers.
like,
Yep.
I mean, it's like, hey, I got a parking ticket. If you could squash that, I'll tell you where the tigers are buried. Like, bail on it so hard. You almost feel bad for the guy. Like, all of his people that he thought were his friends and his husbands, they all were just like, if we don't get in trouble, we will fucking sell out.
Fuck that guy. He did it.
Notice there wasn't one person taking the stand to defend him. They
No.
couldn't find anybody. I mean, there was nothing.
Even the one guy,
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Mark.
the one guy, like one of the zoo managers or whatever, he was like, oh yeah, worked with Joe a long time. He's a great guy. And then like it cuts to him in the courthouse and he's like, Joe fucking murders tigers. You're like, you can't say that and then just fucking just bail on it 2 seconds later.
And then he comes back around and he's like, well, I don't want to see him die in jail, but I'm glad he's in jail. It's like,
Yeah. And I hope he dies, but I didn't say that.
I think Mark sent me a message. And I was like, I made it through 7 episodes of Tiger King. He goes, what do you think? I was like, I'll never dabble in the world of exotic big cats.
So true.
What I don't understand is, do you remember in the one episode when he's in the cage and the one tiger starts, like rubbing up against his boot and everything like that and starts attacking him? Nobody comes in to help him at all. He's
Yeah, I know.
tiger, and nobody's going in there to save him or anything like that. It's like, what in the fuck is going on here? Like,
Yeah,
I
that.
don't know.
No one gives a shit. Okay.
Did you guys watch the 8th episode real quick?
I
I
haven't.
didn't.
Okay, so Watch it. It's worth a look. So the general manager that Mark was referencing, who was kind of like Joe's only person that would at least vouch for him to some degree, states at the very last episode that Joe Exotic is terrified of big cats. And every video you see where he's in a cage there, those cats are tranquilized. And they're not 100% because he's too afraid to go in there when they are.
Yeah, I thought I heard that too. Like one in one scene, like the one is tranquilized and the other one's blind. So
Yep. Yes, that's what it was. So he's afraid of big cats and he doesn't sing in his own songs.
No way.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I'm kidding. Are you fucking kidding me?
I was so disappointed.
No
I do
way.
away.
A guy that smokes a carton of cigarettes a fucking day, that kind of voice. So, no way. Okay, question number 2. This is courtesy of our good friend Matthew Geiger.
Oh boy.
How does Joe Exotic spend his $1,200 stimulus check? So I'll give you my answer, and then you guys can have a chance to think. Him and Dylan pool theirs together for $2,400, and they pay the $2,000 back to that hitman that he owes $2,000 for. So he pays him $2,000, and then he buys $400 worth of condoms. Joe Exotic got effed. So can you, and they just litter them out over the United States. I think they spend their stimulus checks on.
I was actually going to say spend the $2,400 on condoms that say free Joe Exotic.
Exactly. Yep, that's it.
That's a good one. I don't know. Maybe he'll give his money to that campaign manager that's seeking psychological therapy after that show to see if he can't start a free campaign or a free Joe Exotic campaign.
Everyone fucking turned on him. The only one that didn't turn on him, and they never called him to like testify or anything, was the one manager who had both his legs missing. He was like the only one that actually cared about Joe Exotic, I think.
That's who I thought you were talking about the entire time. Were you talking about the other guy that
I'm talking about the guy with the long hair, and he's like,
yeah, okay.
Meth.
So he's the one that said Joe's afraid of big cats.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
But like the guy with no legs, I don't remember his name, but he like they would interview him, and he's like, I was waiting for them to call me so I could, tell them what I know about, Joe. Yeah. How I don't think he was involved in this, and no one ever called me, and so I never did any. Like there was never a thing, and like you could just tell from him that he was the only one that actually gave a shit about Joe. But who knows? He may have also not been in any trouble, so he didn't sell him out. I don't know.
He also seemed to, like, in episode 8, just, like, picked up his life and moved on. Like, he's got a new girlfriend. He's living his life. No big deal.
He sponsors derby cars.
Yep.
Does he still have the vehicle with the skeleton in the passenger seat?
So they brought that up, and his – what was it? I don't remember what his response was, but watch the last episode. A fan asked that question, what's up with – who was the skeleton in your passenger seat? And he just said something along the lines of that he has dark humor like Joe too or something. I don't know. It was weird.
He should have said Don Lewis, Carol Baskin's second husband.
What about her first husband? Maybe that's her first husband. That's been the mystery the whole time.
See, you fell into the same trap, and Mr. Geiger corrected me. Her first husband was just that abusive asshole who she left, and then Don Lewis, the millionaire, picked her up while she was walking and crying.
Yep.
Technically, Don Lewis is her second husband, and her third husband is the one she's currently married to.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot about the first one that was abusive and who she left when she was like 22 years old or whatever.
Well, Carol's a complicated lady.
She's a nice lady, except for she killed her husband. I mean, right? She killed her husband.
Well, and like the life insurance policy, like it was 5 years and 1 day, and then she told it like you have to wait for 5 years, and then the day after the 5 year hit, boom, collected that life insurance.
The will that that they couldn't find, so they had to use the one that Carol had said on it, in case of my disappearance. Who puts that in a fucking will?
Right.
Who was that? I'm not an attorney. I worked at a law firm for 7 years, and we did estate planning. No one puts, unless if I disappear, in the first line of their will. Like, what?
And how about the judge that they kept interviewing there? I've never met a more diehard Republican, Southern, good old boy. Like, we got this thing called the Constitution, and I'm not just going to start changing things because you're making a Netflix series. And it's, what happened to common sense? The very first 4 words, in case of disappearance.
You're right. It's insane.
I didn't kill my husband. Well, if you want like a tiger to eat you, you gotta put like sardine oil or something like that on.
How did you know that?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
You got to put sardine oil on them, kill them, and then bury them under the Giant Stadium like Jimmy Hoffa. Not that I would know. Freaking insane.
In my opinion.
In my personal opinion.
Also, FYI, Doc Antle got rated as well in episode 8. They do an update on that or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy, he weirds me out too. He's definitely belongs in Big Cat World. Like,
Big Cat World.
So, well, I was going to say let's take a break, but let's just keep this thing going if you guys are good.
Yeah.
So, speaking of the New York Giants Stadium, so we were talking at our pre-meeting about running backs in the league right now. And we typically, in the last few series or episodes, we've done top 10 quarterbacks of the last 30 years, top 10 running backs of the last 30 years. In this episode, we are going to do top 30 wide receivers of the last 30 years, top 10 wide receivers of the last 30 years. But it's kind of weird right now, and we didn't know how this all was going to work out, and we wanted to have a natural discussion. We didn't know if we could, which turns out this seems pretty natural to me. But we're not going to do that this episode. We're going to push back one more episode. We had a lot to talk about today anyway. But we did come across the idea of running through, no pun intended, the top 5 running backs in the NFL right now. Who do you think the top 5 running backs in the NFL are? And we were going to go through our list. So you guys want to do paper, scissors, rock to see who goes first?
Yeah.
I think that's a legit way to do it.
On shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. You get to go first, Marty. Good job.
I won. How do I have to go first?
You were the odd man out. You go first.
Yeah. All right, I'll go first because you guys
you can pick.
No. I want to go first. It's over. You and Adam can figure it out later. All right. Top, because I already know it doesn't matter. Top 5 running backs.
Give my secrets, Marty.
Top 5 running backs in the league right now. So for number 1, I have Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
He's fresh on everyone's mind. He got a big contract, but we can talk about this later. If you look at this guy's stats, both rushing and receiving, it is insanely good.
$16 million a year he's getting in his contract. Good for him. Deserves it.
If the Lions said we'll give him 17, I'd be like, smart, do that.
Right.
Number 2, I put Dalvin Cook, coming off an injury the year before, but when this guy's not injured, he's putting up 100+ yard games, and he is carrying teams on his back, and he's consistent. He gets you what you expect every single time, and I'm super excited to see what the future holds for him. He missed a whole year with a blown knee, but I love watching that guy run. He kind of reminds me of a young Adrian Peterson, the way he just runs at people that can still move outside.
Same uniform.
Yep. Number 3, I have Ezekiel Elliott. Great running back. Again, just feed him the ball and let him go. It's hard to find. They're really looking for bell cows that can get the job done game in, game out. I hate Ohio State, but I got to respect what Ezekiel Elliott does on the field. Number 4, Derrick Henry. I love Derrick Henry since he was drafted. I don't know where you find a 6'2", 240-pound running back that can run like a 4.3, 4.6, 40. I'm glad they finally stopped messing around with everybody else that they had on there and just started feeding this guy the ball. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, wow, he can outrun everybody in an 80-yard dash. So top 5 right now. Derrick Henry's at 4 for me. Number 5, Alvin Kamara. He can stay healthy. I'd love to see what he can do. He's elusive. He's shifty. He's like a LaShawn McCoy that maybe 8 or 9 years ago. He just needs to stay upright. But when he's upright, he's great.
It's a good list.
I'd say that's a pretty good list.
Yep. All right. I really don't – I mean, I don't have many we have some difference in opinions, but I really can't argue with any of them. My only one would be Dalvin Cook. Just he was your number 2, just because I don't know if he can stay healthy yet. I like him too. I think he's a really good player. I just want to see one more year. If you said in one more year, Dalvin Cook is the number 1 running back in the NFL, I would say I can see that. I can see it.
Yeah,
fair.
I think I didn't have Dalvin on my list just because of the injury factor.
Right. Same.
You know, like Alvin Kamara, I have him 5th also. He could have been higher if he wasn't like injured this year. But
I think my problem with the only reason I put Dalvin up there a little bit more, because that's why Alvin went down my list too, is I kind of, and maybe I didn't look at his injury history close enough, but it looked like a freak accident to me, like one of those, you blew your ACL out and you're done. Then you're going to have to come back and everything will be okay. And he came back and he just rocked the NFL world this past season from a running back standpoint. So that's why I pushed the injury thing down a little bit and brought him up the list.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue that. As much as I would love to. I'm not gonna. All right, you ready, Adam? On shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. I broke you. So I get to choose who goes, right?
Yeah, you can either go or if you want me to go.
I'm gonna go. I can't do that. Marty beat us, and then we made him go first.
Pretty well.
All right, I have Christian McCaffrey, number 1. I actually looked a lot at total yards per game and then total touchdowns. It's not even close. McCaffrey, 149 total yards a game on average and 19 total touchdowns. He's dual threat if there's ever been a dual threat ever. Number 2, I have Zeke Elliott, 111 total yards a game, 14 touchdowns. This is just last year for all these. It's great. Those are great numbers. Are you kidding me? I would take 111 yards a game and a touchdown every game. Like, that's awesome. Number 3, I have Derrick Henry. It's always been Derrick Henry's been just on the cusp of being great, but then like he'll have a down season and you'll kind of forget about him, and then he'll go on a good stretch, but then you forget about him. Last year was dominance, right? 116 total yards a game, 18 touchdowns. I mean, they fed him and he ran it like a monster. So I have him at number 3. I have Alvin Kamara at number 4. This is because I just like him in general, but 5 yards a game, 6 touchdowns, which is obviously a lot less than all these other guys, but he missed a few for injury. He's another one of those, if you said Alvin Kamara's the best running back in the league a year from now, I would be like, yeah, I can see that. The Saints, they love to use dual threat, or they love to use 2 running back sets. Like when they had Ingram in there, and they just like doing that. So I think that takes away from him, but I really like him. And then number 5, I actually have Saquon Barkley.
I almost put him on my list.
Yeah, and 8 touchdowns. I think he's got a bright future. That being said, I'm just looking back, and he's a beast. I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be a monster. The way he
Yeah, I just wanted to see more out of him. I think he would. I think next year we could make a top 5 list and we'd be like, oh, Saquon Barkley. It's pretty hard to ignore that now.
right, yeah, some of his runs, he's just a workhorse. He just runs.
His first run in the NFL was almost a touchdown.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
think it was
I mean,
60
they
yards.
barely got him.
Right. So going through my list: McCaffrey, Elliott, Henry, Kamara, Barkley. That's my list.
Yep. I'm looking at my list, and mine, I've got the same 5, just not in the same order.
Shocking.
Well, yeah, you need to get into the meeting with Mark and I before this.
Right.
So
Right. We
maybe
make sure to schedule it when you're not available, so that we join our Zoom.
My list, I have Christian McCaffrey, number 1. A guy that can, run and catch out of the backfield. He can do it all. Number 2, I've got Zeke Elliott. Like Marty said, total workhorse. Give him the ball. He's gonna do great things and get touchdowns in 100 yards a game. Number 3, I actually had Saquon Barkley.
Oh wow.
I think that he is a special type of talent at running back. I know he's only got 2 years in the league, and last year he was, injured for half of it.
Right.
Oh yeah. That's what
Yeah. But when he came out of Penn State, I thought that he's going to be a really good running back in the league. Number 4, Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about a guy that will just pound it up the gut, and you can't stop Derrick Henry. He ran the ball so hard that he carried the Titans to the AFC Championship on his back.
Yeah, it was. I loved watching.
Really not far off.
Yeah. Number 5, Alvin Kamara. And Marty, you brought up exactly what I was going to say. LaShawn McCoy type of player. He's explosive. I compare him a lot to LaShawn McCoy, where he's just, he's so fast and explosive and everything. So, but yeah, that's like I said, same 5 people, Mark, just a little bit different order. So
yeah, and I don't think there's an argument. See, and that's what makes the running back position seem a little like they paid McCaffrey perfect, but how many times do you see a high paid running back go down with an injury and the backup comes in, and does he do just as good? No, but does he do 90% as good, 85%? And is it worth the money to invest in a running back?
I think Melvin Gordon holding out and Austin Eckler coming in and just dominating destroyed the holdout / like he hurt the running back pay grade more than he helped it by holding out.
Yeah. Well, in like the Le'Veon Bell situation,
took less money.
James Conner comes in and does just, maybe not as good of a job as Le'Veon
90%, right?
But a serviceable running back.
Mm-hmm.
And
for 1,050 yards instead of 1,120.
Yeah,
right. Exactly. It's pretty crazy. Talk about when Melvin Gordon was holding out. Talk about having to eat a piece of humble pie. You go, I know I'm worth it, and then going and being like, I would like to get signed because I ain't worth it. Apparently,
right?
Colin.
Now he's having to share a backfield with Philip Lindsay in Denver. So,
yeah, which this is going to be something we talk about on the next podcast. But we're gonna talk about undrafted free agents and where they are now, and some of our more familiar ones. It was a suggestion from Smith, which I think would be fun. As soon as I heard that, I thought of Lindsay for Denver and his story and how on how that works and how he's making the most of it. It's going to be interesting to watch. Denver's going to have a fucking good backfield. They're going to have some good run.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I actually was kind of hoping deep down that the Lions would take a run at Melvin Gordon and try to group him up.
I would think that would make sense a little bit personally, but
yeah, if we held out.
Yeah, classic. So, another topic that is very, very important that I want to talk about, and it might get into a little long, but I think that's okay. Have you decided on a grill, Marty, that you're going to purchase?
I'm not.
You have.
I pushed it out 9 days.
You pushed it out 9 days. All right, let's get into it. Let's figure out what's going on with you and your grill. So,
well, I'm gonna have to get a new grill, gas grill, because my wife isn't a fan of the taste of charcoal.
But you have a charcoal grill.
And I love charcoal, when spring, summer, fall comes along, we will grill 3 times a night. So I understand the idea of let's throw some brats on there, let's make some burgers, let's do all that. I want to deal with the chimney starter every single time. Anyways, to be brief here because I'm often long-winded, I spent hours upon hours upon hours and sent Mark multiple messages and links to different grills. I probably at one point had 23 different tabs open in Chrome looking at different grills. I had it narrowed down to 3, then down to 2, then back up to 4. And now I'm just walking away from the situation for 9 days and I'll come back.
Okay.
But I think I want a grill that will fit what I want to cook. I'm trying to change my perspective here and stop looking at it as how many burners do I have, but how much cooking space does each grill have? And as long as it's not 2 burners, I'll figure everything else out from there. And then I don't ever want to have to look at a grill again for the next 10 years. It's going to go in my garage. It won't see the elements. I'll take care of it. We'll get cleaned, all that stuff. So yeah, I'm really working this over because I'm looking at Weber's. I'm looking at Charbroil, which used to be like your entry level one, came out with Signature Series. Broil came from Canada. They have a lot of really good products out there as well. So yeah, I'm doing my homework, and then I went to Ace Hardware because I wanted to see this big, tiny, not that many burners grill. It's a super nice grill. 3 burners, just as much cook space as it's real close to what you have on yours, Mark, minus the burner. And then the guy was like, well, hey, if you can wait like 8 or 9 days, we're supposed to be having some promos coming directly from Weber because they're trying to incentivize people to buy grills. So I was like, well, see you in 7.
Weber did not pay for a sponsorship in this podcast, but maybe they should have.
They take a it's what really hurts them right now more than anything is they're kind of taking a beating on their latest series of grills that they released that maybe Weber isn't what Weber used to be. So that's why I was like, I need to go look at this. I need to touch it. I need to you go to any review site that you're going to start at a Weber at the top every single time. But what they want for this grill and the 10-year warranty and all that, it better last 10 years because it's an investment. And if it's not going to, then I'm going to go down a level. But I don't have a reason that I have to run into it right now. So there's my very shortened version of my grill search.
Okay. I got one question.
Yeah.
Adam and you and me. There is one thing that you have to have on your grill. You're looking for a new grill. What's your one thing you have to have? You're like, if it doesn't have it, I throw it away. I send it back. I don't even look at it.
Oh, cast iron porcelain grates.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, I don't really know.
Agreed. So apparently if it doesn't have cast iron, I can't.
It's so amazing how much and believe me, I looked at a lot of grills over the last 5 days. You wouldn't believe how many $200-300 grills
Mhm.
that don't have it. And
That's
it's just like, what are you doing at this point? Spend another $100, you get a better grill and your cast iron grates.
Right.
right. Yeah, I completely agree. It's funny that we all agree. So, okay, well, thank you for your review. I look forward. Well, I mean, our next podcast might be a month, so you might have a new grill by then. So, keep
Potential.
So, all right, whose turn is it for rapid fire?
I believe it is my turn. This
Oh
time.
yes, let's go. Let's hear him.
All right. Question number 1. Have you found a new hobby or activity while in quarantine?
No.
Yes, mowing, like just general lawn maintenance, has now become a thing I like to do.
No.
No. All right. Question number 2, which we kind of already asked this. Did that bitch Carol Baskin kill her husband?
100%.
That's 100%. Book it.
Question number 3. Do you think the NFL and college football start on time?
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
I do too. Question number 4. Who is the greatest NBA player of all time?
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah. And lastly, would you take a punch to the face from prime Mike Tyson for $1 million?
Oh my God.
Does he have a glove on?
Like boxing gloves.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I'll do it. He might kill me.
For $1 million? Hell yeah, I would. I'll take a concussion. I don't care.
If that question ended with, and you know you'd survive, then I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I don't give a shit. I don't care about the pain. I'm saying, I think he might kill me. I think a punch from Mike Tyson in his prime might kill me.
No. You might get knocked out for like...
Oh, you'll definitely get knocked out from Mike Tyson in his prime.
Dude, professional fighters were getting knocked out, and they knew it was coming. Like, I mean, they were training for it.
They were trying to move.
Dude, oh God, it would be so... I have a headache thinking about that.
$1 million feels nice. Let him punch me.
I agree.
Can't make me
You
any
said-
arguer.
I just need to make Joltec $1 million check cut to you. I get to punch you in the face, Marty.
Yeah, 100%. I'm way more comfortable with that.
Oh, yeah.
On you now. It's on you now, John.
God
That's funny.
bless
All right.
Joel Tech.